Hello folks. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to do I'm going to show you something a little bit different. I've already made a video on a double hook drop shot, and I used something like a surgeon's knot with multiple turns. You can look at it on you can look at the video and see for yourself how that was done. It's a very simple, straightforward setup. Now I want to show you how to do it with a dropper loop. Now the nice thing about the dropper loop is that the dropper loop is actually stronger than the other knot. It tends to be a little bit stronger, but it's a little more difficult, a little more cumbersome to make. Now there's no rocket science here. Something you can certainly do. I just happen to prefer the other one. I think it's a little bit easier to do when you're in a hurry. Anyway, I'm going to use one of the bank sinkers. I'm going to start by adding the sinker first, and you've seen me do this before using a uni. So I'm not going to take a lot of time doing this. I'm going to give it 6 turns, and I'm going to tighten this sucker up really good and cut the excess. Again, leaving a little bit. I like to leave about 1/4 of an inch, but some people leave more, some people do less. It's okay. So so now I'm going to do my first dropper loop. Now to do let me see let me tighten this stuff up a little bit so it's not on the way, so you can see a little bit better what's going on. So to do the dropper loop, now this is very, very simple. You're going to go around. Let's say that you're going to make a big loop like this. You're going to get about 1.5 feet of line, and you're going to do a big loop like this, and then you take your weight and you go around it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 times. Right, and the reason why, because you want a nice even number there. Hang on, I did that. There you go, 8 times. You want a nice even number, because what you're going to do is you're going to want to have 4 of them on one side and 4 on the other side. So you're going to, now this whole line, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's all twisted. So you're going to pick a point towards the middle. So to do that, I'm going to fold it like this. Okay, and notice that this is twisted, so I'm going to open up a spot in there, and honestly this is the part that I hate doing, because it's hard to do when there's a little light. Notice that I opened up a little hole in the middle, so I'm going to stick my finger in it. That way it doesn't go away. So, and I know it's really hard to see what I'm doing, so let me see how I can fix it. So, and then I want to take the simple end of the loop, the back of the loop, and without losing that hole, which I'm about to lose, there we go. Without losing the hole, I'm going to take the back end and I'm going to run it through there. As you can see, I'm going to put my finger in it like this, and then I'm going to grab the other 2 lines. And see what I'm doing? I'm going to hold these 2 lines, and then I'm going to pull here. I'm going to pull. Now remember to lubricate this. If you don't lubricate this, it's going to distort the line, like you will since I didn't lubricate it. You pull, tight, tight, right? When it's pretty tight like this, then you take it and you pull in this direction. Okay. And then like this. So what this is going to do is it's going to create, there you go. Notice the distortion on the line? It's because I'm not lubricating it. Anyway, it creates 4 turns on the top and 4 turns on the bottom, but the main line, which is this one, is pretty much straight through those turns. So those turns apply friction, and it makes this a pretty strong knot when you're pulling. you're pulling fish, right? So that's how you create a dropper loop. Now I'm going to give you, let's set up a hook here. Let's set up a big hook, because they're very visible, easier to work with. I'm going to set up a big hook, and I'm going to do a Palomar here. So I'm going to pinch it, okay, put it through the hole, right, go around it twice. I like to do twice. Once, right, and twice, right, and then I'm going to run it through the hook itself, and that's what's going to seal the deal for us, right? Run it through the hook all the way around, and I'd like to put my finger in there and tighten that nut before I do the final adjustments. Notice how I do that? I take that off, and now I do the final adjustment, which is just pulling. That's going to lock that in place. And it's, anyway, the hook is not going anywhere. So now you have the first hook. Now on the second hook, you basically do the same thing. And the truth is, you know, it's really your regulations, local regulations dictate how many hooks you can have in there. You can set 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, as many as you know. You put enough of them, it's like a trot line. You put many more, it's like a long line, and so on, right? I normally never use more than 2. My regulations only allow me to use 2 hooks, unless you're going for certain species where you're only allowed to use 1. But there you go. That's a dropper loop, and very, you know, it's simple. It's not hard. I just think that it's a little bit more cumbersome than the other knot that I normally do. But you know, if you want to use this one, this is definitely a stronger setup, and it works very, very effectively. After, you know, at the end of the day, the fish don't seem to care which particular knot you use. They bite just the same. Well, thank you very much for watching this video, and please reach out to us and let us know if there's anything else we can show you, share with you, and share with us. You know, anything that you think that will be useful to know, and so on. So again, thank you so much.